As you're watching Z1 and only, my name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Tudor Mansion. It looks so cool. I really love the feel of this house. The cuteness and quaintness, even though it's a mansion, it's a huge house. And yet it feels nice and sort of compact. A nice size. I can imagine this, surprisingly enough, as a survival project. You know, I mean, if you imagine building this in survival, it would look totally cool, and the size of it is sort of doable, you know, with the garden and everything like that. It'd be a good resource gathering sort of project that you could have, definitely, 100%. Today, though, we're going to be working on the inside, the layout of at least the ground floor, hopefully. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to do with this one. I've been looking into blueprints of old Tudor houses and mansions and stuff like that, sort of getting some ideas on rooms that they have. And something that really stands out about a Tudor house is a lot of sitting rooms, a lot of lounges or living rooms or just rooms with chairs in them to chill out with, which is why there's a lot of fireplaces about, because that's sort of makes sense in a Tudor house. There're just so many sitting rooms and living rooms. It's absolutely crazy. Now, we do have 3 fireplaces on the ground floor. Okay, 3 spaces. But we do have a chimney here as well, which means we could potentially have, you can see it right there, we could potentially have a fireplace upstairs in maybe what will be the master bedroom. If we done a huge bedroom up here, we could have the a fireplace actually upstairs, so that would actually make that 4th fire or chimney usable, unlike the Titanic that we spoke about a couple of episodes ago, something like that. Another thing that I want to do that I've noticed in blueprints is there's usually, in a big house like this, more than one staircase. So in our mansion that we've got across the road, we've got one main staircase, although it splits in 2 directions. In 2 directions, it both goes to the same place, but this is the only way to get up to the 2nd floor. In a Tudor building, there's usually more than one, which is a really cool thing that I haven't really thought of before. And we're not going to do any staircases by walls. A lot of the time you see staircases go up next to walls. We're not going to do that because we've got so many windows here that we're going to end up blocking them. So it's going to be best to actually have the staircases in the middle of the house, and that takes a little bit of designing, but we should be able to get away with it. I'm going to use just a block that I could sort of, yeah, like a cyan wool or something to lay it out with. Another thing that we need to be careful with, and that every time we do a building we need to be careful with, we didn't really do it too much with that last mansion, but we should have, is actually end up having more than one, or not having straight walls. Sorry. Don't have straight walls. The straighter the walls are, the more boring it looks. If you have like little block, what would you call them, recesses and alcoves, it's going to look so much better. So, as we come through the front door, we want to have a bit of a landing, a bit of an area that just splits up into other areas. That's pretty much basically all it's for. It's just going to have different doorways and archways in there. So, like, we can have an archway here to go to that one. We'll have one in line to go this way. And I think we're going to have the staircase actually end up going up behind the landing here, something like that. So when you come through the door, you can either go left or you can go right, and in front we'll have like a big painting or maybe even a waterfall, like with quartz slabs, maybe not that far out, just something nice and simple like that, with like some water falling down into it. I think that would be a really cool entrance thing to have, a little fountain on the inside. Okay, now we've got this, we're going to have one living room here. It's going to be a somewhat large living room, and like I said, we want to have things at different sort of shapes and angles, so we're actually going to bring it out here. Oh, that lines up lovely in between those 2 windows there. So now we've got a sort of almost like an L-shaped room here. It makes it really interesting to build in. Maybe even split this up like that, and then we can have plants in those little alcove areas, things like that. So this is going to be one sitting area, since it's got a chimney. Out the back here is sort of going to be not a dud room, but it's going to sort of focus mostly around the staircase. That could be 3 or 4 blocks wide. I don't really know yet. I think we might even bring this over by a couple of blocks. Like that. And then it's sort of more in line. And then you can come off to the right to go up the stairs. Something along that line. On this side, there's going to be another living room. We can bring this back sort of this way. Like this. I'm now going to bring it out. Do these little alcove sort of sections. And I think I want to join it up to that block. Like that. So we now have a second room here. Again, not quite sure what this is going to be. Probably another sitting room. There's so many sitting rooms. It's absolutely ridiculous. On the end here, what we'll probably do is... I don't know if I want to have the wall be here for the landing, for the stair room here. But that gives us an awful lot of room to sort of have to fill. I think what might be better is to bring a line down here. In line with where approximately the stairs are going to be. And have this as its own separate room. Maybe a library. Maybe a small library or something like that. I think I want a library upstairs though. I don't know. I like the shape of that room though, so we're going to keep it there. We're going to want a doorway through. Obviously, try and keep them mirrored. I think it's always nice to have doors, at least most of the time, in line with another door. It's just for neatness. I've got hiccups. So we're going to come through here and bash those two out for that one. And I think instead of having a door off this one, I'm going to have a door right here. That fits perfectly as well. And then we have another sort of lounge area. Now, I'm going to leave this area for the moment because I'm going to fly over to this part, which is going to be the kitchen. So the kitchen is going to be along this row here. It's going to be a nice large kitchen, potentially with a bathroom joined upon it. So we could have like a bathroom. Doesn't need to be huge. We could have a bathroom like this. Maybe even back here as well. We can have like a really cool bath. That would be sick. Like a huge bath in there with running water. We can actually probably be able to turn the bath on and off. That gives us a nice little alcove in the kitchen area as well for, I don't know, a bit of a pantry. We could even close this off with maybe a single door on it through to a pantry area. I like the sound of that. It's looking a little bit square though. So I think what we're going to do is actually bring this wall out by one. Make the bathroom a little bit bigger. That's a big bathroom. That might be a little bit too big. Maybe we should recess it instead of the other way. Recess the bathroom. That's better. That's a more realistic size. So we don't want a bathroom door into the kitchen if possible. I think I'd rather have the bathroom door in a little landing area here, and then we'll have a nice kitchen. I think a wider one for the kitchen in here. Maybe a 4-block wide one. 4-block wide that way. 4-block wide that way. I think I prefer something like that. We can even have like a little breakfast bar maybe down there, depending on how big the kitchen ends up being, how much we fill it up. I want to have a line down here because I want these two doors that are pretty much sort of lined up together. We can have an L-shaped corridor. How many blocks wide is this? It's 4 blocks wide. So if you run this down here, we get a nice 4-block wide L-shaped corridor that goes into the bathroom, the kitchen, to either of these back doors, to the left garden or to the right elongated garden, which gives us a nice wall here for, I don't know what we would have on, like, it's such a huge building. I don't want any bedrooms on the ground floor. That's something that we really want to stay away from. We want to have loads of bedrooms on the top floor, but not so much on the bottom floor. I love the layout so far, but we've just got this space to fill here now. Maybe, seeing as though this has a fireplace in it, and this room will have a fireplace in it, I want one of them to be a library. I don't want the library there. Too small. I want a big library. So I think what we're going to do is drag this back for the moment to there, and then bring it down this way. So we can always half the size of it. So that's way too big for a library on its own. You know, if we done that, put a doorway opposite the bathroom door. That makes a nice sized library, that one. This room is a little bit thin and elongated, so maybe we could split this up into two and have two separate rooms that are accessible down this corridor or hallway. But what would we put in there? Maybe you guys can come up with some things in the comment section below. Some interesting room ideas that could fit into a relatively small area. This isn't a big room. You know, if we take this away, it's too big. But if we half it, it sort of ends up being too small. We can have more than one ground floor bathroom if we wanted to. Like if we done it more along this angle, we could have a bathroom here, which is a nice size for a bathroom. And then this one could be some other room. I don't know what. I don't want a swimming pool. I don't want a swimming pool on the inside. Certainly not. But I sort of like the idea of having a second bathroom on the ground floor. And then, do I want the door opposite here, or do I want the door down? I think I want the door down this hallway. Maybe like that. Maybe a doorway right there. I'm doing double wide doors, so they're nice and open, nice and wide, nice and airy. And then, what do we have in the end here? What would you want? Like, it's got a fireplace in it. Potentially. We need a dining room. Aha! Okay. We shall have this as the dining room. This is the library. That makes sense. I'm going to start, like, putting blocks down now to make sure I remember what is what. So we want this one as the library. So I'm going to put some bookshelves down. This one is the dining room. So I'm just going to put a cake down. This one is the kitchen. So I'm going to put... just so I know, I'm going to put like a little pattern of like a kitchen floor that we always do. In this one, we're going to do a bathroom, so I'm going to put an anvil down because that's always the base to a toilet that I have. This room, oh yeah, this one's a bathroom as well, so I'm just going to put an anvil down in there. This one is an unknown room at the moment. This one's a sitting room. For sitting rooms, I'm going to use just any stair for a sofa. To sort of remind me. That's the stairs room. This is just going to be pretty much an empty room. Maybe with some art and stuff like that. This room we don't really know. This one's also a sitting room. We know that. So I'm going to put the sofa down in there. So we've got two rooms downstairs that we don't really know what we want to do with yet. That's good. That's a good thing because that means that we have the ability to add rooms that you guys come up with. We do want another staircase though. I did say that I wanted two staircases in here. I think I might have one staircase. You know, we could use that room as a staircase. I like that idea. I really like that idea. Watch this. We take that away. That becomes a wall, a solid wall. You know, however many blocks high we're going to have the floor here. We can have like a 4-wide staircase that comes down here. Take that out. That makes a more interesting shaped room there for the dining room. And then this can be a nice staircase. That might be a little bit too wide. Maybe 3 blocks would be better. Well, I don't know. When we put the banister... No, I think 3 blocks would be better than 4 blocks. I think 4 blocks is a little bit too wide. So we'll have this coming up here. Yeah, that's a really cool shape. We can get some nice shelves in there or something like that. And then this can be a staircase that goes up. Obviously not made out of bricks, by the way, guys. It's just planning blocks at the moment. Staircase that goes up. That gives us our 2 staircases. One at the front of the house, one at the rear of the house. That comes up to the 2nd floor. Now, important thing to do is to work out exactly where your floor block is going to be. Your floor level is going to be on this level right here. I'm going to use a different block now to signify a floor. It doesn't really matter what. I'm going to use yellow. So this is going to be the level of our floor. We have it here because it's 1 block below the window. So when we stand on the floor, we can still see out of the windows. That's the best one. If we have it down here, you can't see out of the window. And, whoops. If you have it up here, you're then, in my opinion, a little bit too high up. I don't like the window coming all the way down to the floor. So that gives us our ground level. The reason why you need to work that out first is because you need to work out exactly where your stairs are going to end. So we're going to just put up blocks here. Oops. I don't think I'm that far off, actually. That one and that one. And now we know that this is going to be the top of the stairs. And then this is going to be the sort of landing area. Okay? Like that. So you walk up the stairs, you end up on this level, which is the perfect level to be able to see out of the windows. All of the way around, all the windows in the entire house on this second floor are all the same level, apart from that one there, which will have a special room for, or maybe even keep it open, similar to the last mansion, how you can see up in the landing area. I do like that look. It makes it feel very grand. So we want to do that over here as well. So we're going to drag a line from the window here. We're going to put down, I'm going to replace these full blocks with stairs, or at least some of them. So if we had the staircase start there, that gives us enough room to sort of turn and get up. It doesn't feel too cramped, feels nice and airy. And then just put that up to there, and now we have our second landing. Like this. Now we've got that, you can now build the landing space around it, and then do walls after that. So we can have, this is the edge, so we can have this as a wall. And if we wanted a bit of a square landing, we can do a square landing. We need a way to get past the staircase onto this side. And I think it'd be cool to actually have a hallway that goes across, just a hallway, like sort of like on the last mansion, how we had a horseshoe shape that looked down to the landing. On this one, I just want one hallway that we can look down to this starting room. I think that would be really cool. You see that in a lot of films, like when people knock on the door, they walk in, and you see the person looking down, and they're having a chat down to the person that's just coming in. I really like the sound of that. So I'm going to signify that with just dark oak slab here. To remind me in episode's time that this is going to be a little walkway to walk across that you can now look over the edge to. Beautiful. That's going to give us the ability to come over to this side. This is going to be in line with the wall that we've got below us here. Poke out a couple of holes here for a doorway. Put down this row here as well. That down. I'm going to fill those up just for neatness' sake, and that's good for this part of the house now. So we can now have bedrooms and whatever we want. We can even have fireplaces on the second floor where these chimneys are as well. That doesn't really matter. So do I want a bedroom here? Like, how are we gonna do this? I think I might actually want this to be 3 blocks wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So we have a 3-block wide walkway that comes around here. That makes sort of a nice shaped room. Like this. You have to do this. You have to plan a building out like this. Otherwise, you're going to have real struggle later on. If you just build room by room, you're going to have trouble fitting everything in. You really will, I promise you. Or you're going to have too much space left over afterwards as well. So this is a nice 3 wide hallway, as you can see, all the way around. Yeah, 3 wide in both directions. Down here, we can have a nice, what would you call it? A nice room, I suppose. Here, this is the staircase, so this is going to wrap around there. We now have this space for the staircase nicely. This is still 3 blocks wide. I'm going to wrap this around, so it's sort of going to go, you know what, that's going to be too small for a room. Isn't it? That's too small. We could have a nice wide landing here with maybe some art down either side. Maybe some statues. That was something that was asked a lot for in the last mansion, but it didn't really suit. Some statues in this Tudor mansion would sort of work out quite well. So we're going to do this. Have a nice little alcove sort of area in this room. Probably a bedroom again. This is going to wrap around here with a nice floor. And probably end up looping itself back around again. Like we could have a doorway. Where do we want the doorway? Right at the top of the stairs? Probably. Yeah. So a doorway there and a doorway there. To go left, down. Yeah, when you come up the stairs, you can either turn left and go around this way to the bedrooms. That'll also bring you back out to the right-hand side of the main stairs that you just came up. Or you can go straight on to the rest of the house. I like that. I really like that. I'm going to put a wall here to break that off with. So this is going to be a sort of gallery room. We're going to have a lot of wall space here for some nice paintings. We can come back this way. Have this come down here and here. I like that. It's a nice sort of 3 wide section. That now leaves us with a hallway. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I really like that look. I really like that look. So I think it's asking for a room to join up right here. Not on that log one, right on that one. Sort of cool shaped room there to get in it. This will be the main sort of hallway that goes down. It's a nice 3 block wide. I think it's a nice size. Bathroom, I think this is probably be good for a bathroom. We can have it down here. It's definitely wide enough and big enough for a bathroom. So we'll put a doorway opposite here. I like that look. Like when you come up the hallway, when you come up the stairs, you've got door on the left, door on the right. You go forward, door on the left, door on the right. Feels very mansion-y. Definitely really good layout. So for having enough time, like at the end of the episode, okay, we're going to carry on just for a little bit longer. Let's have, well, this staircase. We know that there's a wall here that's going to come all the way in line with that one, and the same on this side. This is a 3 block wide staircase. That's a 3 block wide stair. Beautiful. So this can come down this way as well. This can join up here. That gives us our stairs. This is a nice hallway that goes all the way around, sort of mirroring the floor below almost, isn't it? So we want to be able to join this staircase up to that hallway at the very least. 3 blocks wide. So now this staircase hooks up to this hallway, but we should probably have another direction, maybe opposite as well. And I think I want there and like that, actually. Yeah, something like that. So we can go both left and right on this one as well. I'm going to keep the hallway look for this top floor. I really like the hallway feel with room splitting off it. I think it feels quite good to me. And then we can have another room somewhere here. You know what? It's quite a good idea to keep the walls in line with the floor below. I think that sort of makes sense. I'm going to have a room here and a room on the end, joining up to there, with a doorway there and a doorway there. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we probably want, this is a sort of wasted space area at the moment, so we'll have to put a desk in there, like a little corner desk or something like that. We can have this coming off this way. Make sure it's 3 blocks wide. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back that way. And then underneath here, make sure we've got 3 blocks wide for the hallway. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that lines up quite nicely with that wall. So we have a window at the end of the hallway. I like the feel of that. And then opposite this one, we should have a doorway going into whatever room this is going to be. Have we got a bathroom upstairs yet? Yes, we do, right there. I'm going to have another bathroom over there. So it's going to be 4 bathrooms in the house total. We can have a nice room off there, accessible from that one. And then these rooms are only available through this hallway here. No, if I take that away, the hallway then comes this way. And I like the idea of being able to walk around the staircase. I really like that on both of them. So it's like loops. It's almost like a maze. Like you can find all sorts of different ways through each room. I'm going to extend this room over the top of the hallway here. So then we fit the fireplace in that we could have on the second floor here for this bedroom here. Maybe like a guest room or something like that with a nice warm fireplace in it. This chimney here is right in line with the staircase, so that chimney might end up being ignored. I don't know. Well, or the attic. I suppose we could have one to the attic. Are we going to have a staircase up to the attic anywhere? Like we could have one right here. Hang on, I like that. I really like that idea. I'm going to block this off. Put a doorway in there to get into that room. And then what we're going to have is a staircase that then starts like here. and goes up to the 3rd floor, which is going to be on that level. No, this level. So it's one below that window right there. So I'm just going to drag this forward like that. And I'm going to drag it back a little bit here. And we just need to get this in line, the staircase up to that level. Yes, we have 3 staircases in the house. 2 go up to the 2nd floor. The 3rd one goes up to the attic level. And 1 more. Like that. Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. And then we can have this come down here. This now goes to a 4-block wide hallway. It's same as sort of below, but I don't mind that too much, because what we're going to do is just have 1 room here that goes to the master bedroom. It's going to be a huge room. We're going to have its own ensuite bathroom. Something like that. Oops. Something like that for its own ensuite bathroom. And then I'm also going to split this up about here for its own walk-in wardrobe. So this is where all your wardrobe stuff is in here, walk-in wardrobe. And then you have a nice big bedroom area in there. That sounds good. Master bedroom, attic space. We're going to leave the attic space for this episode. We haven't got enough time. And that's going to be a bonus area that we'll do at the end of the series if you guys are still enjoying it. But there is the blueprint to our house. And it's quite literally blue. Beautiful. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Next episode, we'll be able to start doing wall designs and start actually doing the rooms themselves. I think we've got a cracking looking design here. All the hallways make it feel so Tudorish, so old school style. Anyway, guys,